Hey everybody, welcome to We Should Start a Podcast presented by Harper Belmont. I'm Ryan Harper. I'm, and this is Daniel.
I'm Daniel McDavidson. No, my name is
not Daniel McDaniel.
Not Daniel McDaniels. My name is Donovan McDaniel.
I almost had you though. You
did. I almost believed you. I was like, "Is my name Daniel?
Is my name Daniel?
Could it be? I look like a Daniel."
We should do a podcast of what's in a name.
What is in a name? So many things.
What does Donovan mean?
Donovan? I know what it means on Urban Dictionary, which is not what it means in real life.
What does it mean in real life?
In real life, it means world ruler.
Does it really?
Yeah.
You know what Ryan means?
What?
Little king.
Oh.
I think both of these definitions
king
don't
and
apply. Not that little, but I am kingly.
So what are we talking about?
So this podcast is about defining what a podcast should be about. I don't know, not really. It spans media, spans current events, spans whatever. I know Sohail in the back. Say hello, Sohail.
What's up?
He's got some ideas for stuff to talk about. We could always go back to the default of Tom Cruise. Oh,
I always like talking about Tom Cruise.
More.
When I have nothing to talk about, first thing I always comes to my mind is old Tommy.
Oh, Tommy Cruise.
Tommy Cruise. Tommy C is what. It's funny because I met old TC, and I remember he was
his
like,
friends call him Tommy.
They call him Tommy or TC, and he said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna start, like a fishing company or something." And I said, "Hey, you know what, Tommy, TC?
I think you should act.
I think you should get into acting." And did he ever? Look at
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Mission Impossible. You're welcome.
That's not true. I made that all up. None of it's true.
You had me.
I can't even tie my shoe. I want to tie my shoe again because we're sitting.
What, are those orthopedic shoes?
They're not orthopedic shoes. They're Gucci, which I paid way too much for on Amazon. Not Amazon, eBay. I think they're Gucci. They might be knockoffs, but either way, I paid way too much. I don't know. They're not very orthopedic.
Wow.
But they definitely add an inch or so to my
girth?
to my height.
Is
that the word I was gonna say?
What I was gonna bring up about Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy Cruise. On Twitter, because I'm a Twitter guy. Ryan S. Harper, follow me with all my amazing tweets that I don't tweet. It was just funny because one of the trending topics was Tom Cruise is a movie star. Like,
wait,
Top Gun making it one of the most highest paid actors. Or it's like, are we just now finding this out? Of course. I mean, we've known that for 20 years.
When you
He's the only blockbuster guy left.
It is just Ryan Harper. I follow you. You follow me too.
Ryan S. Harper.
Yeah. Ryan Sharper is really what it is.
Yeah, it's not a Sharper. It's Ryan S.
Harper.
Yeah. My mom, the story behind that is my mom wanted me to go by like R. Scott Harper, kind of like F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
That it didn't happen.
You didn't.
I never became a writer.
Famous writer.
I never learned to read.
Well,
and that's why I went by.
So
Ryan.
0 for 2. So
0 for 2. Sorry, Mom.
You little king, you.
World ruler.
Full circle.
It's comedy, guys.
Well, it's comedy. It's also just another attribute or a quality, if you will, of a world ruler. Domineer.
Really?
So yeah, Tom Cruise is a big deal, I mean, I think it's weird that I didn't. So everyone's freaking out about the $1 billion mark, or it making more than everyone, because they're like, hey, this is the first time.
Because the movie industry is dying.
Well, but they're also just in general, just for the sake of vanity, they're all saying, hey, Tom Cruise, you finally done it. You've made $1 billion at the box office. He had never made $1 billion. How is that possible? Think about what he's done.
I understand why. Inflation.
Marvel? Is it Marvel?
Well, no, it's because his biggest hits were like in the 90s and early 2000s. And then he had a string of 10 years.
Like the Mummy and stuff.
The Mummy and stuff. Edge of Tomorrow was amazing.
How much better would the Mummy have been if the title was The Mummy and Stuff?
No, but like
with Tom Cruise.
To me, Edge of Tomorrow is like one of his best movies he's ever done.
I love Edge of Tomorrow. No one saw it.
That's the problem.
Same with the other one, the I Die Today, but I Die Tomorrow. Is that Edge of Tomorrow? What, Every Day I Die?
Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat.
That's Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay, what's the... No. Live, Die, Repeat is a movie.
but but they changed the name. They
Okay,
well,
there was
the pre-production.
Was Live Die Repeat. Okay, but he did another movie with Morgan Freeman.
Don't fact check us.
He did another movie with Morgan Freeman where it was like, and it came out in the same year, and it was kind of the same plot. No, not Glory. It's definitely the same plot as the other one I was talking about, not Live Die, or the one where you die every day.
Oblivion.
Oblivion. It came out like 6 months apart, and I was just like,
but even that movie was good too, but it just wasn't a mega hit. So he's made decent movies, like even Vanilla Sky with this movie.
I like that movie.
That was okay. Magnolia. These are great movies, but they weren't Marvel billion-dollar.
It was just
pieces.
everybody. I feel like in the 90s and in the the late 80s or whatever, he became kind of Top Gun, all that stuff. It was kind of like, how now it's like, hey, he's a box office draw because of his amazing acting. Like Christian Bale in the new Thor movie. It's so obvious how so much better of an actor Christian Bale is than everybody else in that movie. But my whole point in saying that is people will go see a Christian Bale movie because he's a great actor.
Yes.
They'll go see a Chris Hemsworth movie because it's probably Thor. People for the longest time were obsessed with Tom Cruise just because he was a good-looking guy. It was the same thing with Brad Pitt. Like, Brad Pitt, hey, Brad Pitt, hey, that's my move. That's how I talk. Brad Pitt, there's nothing special about Brad Pitt except for his genetics and the act. I mean, he's a great actor, but you would think if you'd been doing something for 30 years, you'd be pretty good at it. So
but
I don't think he was really great in his early stuff. Brad Pitt, I don't know.
But Tom Cruise, like,
not
I would
a great
agree.
actor.
I would
He's been
agree
playing
with
the same guy for 40 years.
Tom Cruise.
He's been playing the same guy.
Tropic Thunder.
Okay, apart from the one movie where he plays a totally different guy.
And Eyes Wide Shut.
Collateral.
Collateral is the only time he's been a bad guy. Here's the thing. Can I say this? I want to get this out there immediately so there's no misconception. I would not run to a movie because it's Tom Cruise. However, I can't think of a movie. I don't really like Tom Cruise, but I can't think of a movie that he's done that I don't like. It sucks because it's just like, all right, I don't care. It's a good movie. Tom Cruise is in it. You know what I mean?
I don't think Tom Cruise is capable of putting himself in a bad situation.
Do you think he's been playing the same character
movie.
other than those 3 movies in every single movie though he's ever in?
I don't think I think it's different characters.
My whole team is dead.
Which one's that?
They're dead. Mission Impossible. I love Mission Impossible. The first one is so good. The first Mission Impossible is so good. The second one, kind of weird. That was when everybody was obsessed with John Woo for a minute, and it was like, oh, we just need more white doves and stuff.
Yeah. No, thing with that Tom Cruise is in a lot of the behind-the-scenes footage you'll see of people talking, and maybe it's just there's handed scripts that they have to say about Tom Cruise.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
Maybe that's his writer, where he does his own stunts, and he's the hardest man working on set. Because if you watch a lot of the behind-the-scenes from like Top Gun Maverick, everybody's talking about how it was him training them how to be in a plane.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure there was elements of that, but I'm sure they've got real pilots to teach them how to do real pilot shit.
See, I would think that too, but then I watched him take James Corden. Did you see that whole thing?
He's a pilot.
He's not just a pilot. He's like a badass pilot. Like
he also in Mission Impossible,
he does all of his own things. Yeah.
He hung himself outside of a plane. That that scene. That's
yeah,
not
it's
CGI.
all him real.
It's
I know.
Him. They're like, wait, you're gonna hang yourself? You're what?
He's like, it'd be cool. Then he did the Halo jump in the one where he jumped from the
Burj Khalifa where he's climbing up the wall.
That's
Dubai.
Yeah, that one's cool. The one where the other one on the trailer. So the new Mission Impossible trailer is the crappiest trailer ever.
I thought it when I first saw that trailer. We could talk about the trailer. When I first saw that trailer, I thought it was a fan-made bullshit.
Because there's no dialogue. It's just highlights.
And then you're like, wait,
what's
there's
this about?
Real footage here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and then I got excited. There's a new Mission Impossible coming out. But then I was like, this trailer is really bad.
The trailer sucks. The audio mix on it sucks. It's real quiet. But then at the end, there's a brief clip of him doing a crazy ass stunt where he's jumping off of like a mountain.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll see it just to see him do crazy stuff.
For the trailer, do you think it was like some producer's like gift to his nephew? Like, yeah, you can edit this.
I mean, maybe. Tom Cruise has odd luck with trailers because The Mummy, which was a terrible movie anyway. The Mummy and Stuff.
Yeah.
The Mummy and Stuff, starring Tom Cruise. Hey,
he's the stuff.
I'm the stuff. That's how he runs in every movie.
And then it's like special appearance by Mark Wahlberg.
Mark,
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Say hello to your mother for
Say
me.
hello to your mother. Yeah.
You ever see Perfect Storm? I'm in that movie.
Yeah.
I grew a beard in that movie. You
know
like
the movie,
beards?
You know the movie where he drilled wells?
I was
did
in
that too. It blew up.
Blew up.
Yeah.
Bang. What was
And
that? That was a
scene.
terrible
That
movie.
What we were both doing impressions
It was
of
Mark
Andy
Wahlberg.
Samberg.
Doing Mark Wahlberg. Because Wahlberg is nothing like that. But
No,
I watched
no.
Father Stu. It's another good movie we have to talk about. But first, the
Haven't
trailer
seen it.
thing. Mummy and stuff. Tom Cruise. The Mummy and stuff. The first trailer that went out had no audio. Except it had all the music gone. And it just had all this is where I'm going to... It had all the sound effects. All right? Or as in the business, they like to call it...
Folio filling.
Folio filling.
Folio filling?
Folio filling.
Yeah.
It's also what they put in Oreos. Little known fact. So, basically, the trailer was like an airplane noise at the beginning. It was like, wah. And then Russell Crowe's voice is like, there are some legends that like blah, blah, blah. And he's talking, right? There's no music. So it's just, wah, and him talking. And then it goes into the airplane. And like birds crash in. And it's like, and then you hear Tom Cruise, ah! It's just all the screams.
So can you pull up
the trailer up.
Put it on the top one because the bottom one's messing up. The trailer for
the Mummy and stuff.
Is the Mummy
It's
or
just the
you want
Mummy.
to watch the latest one?
Talking about Brendan Fraser? Or?
No, the Mummy with Tom Cruise. Put in trailer. Type in trailer, but it's like the trailer that had problems, whatever that's called. Like the first
While
trailer,
he's in
accidental trailer.
I don't want to move too far, but Thor,
Yeah.
the latest Love and Thunder, I loved it. And then I was surprised. The top one.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see so many people say how bad that movie was. I was like, was it bad? I thought it was great.
Well, here's the thing, though. We live in a false reality. Wait, is it the Mummy major audio fail? Yeah, this is it. Watch this, dude. I saw this trailer and I was like, what the heck is happening?
This is real?
This is real.
They just completely forgot to put audio in it?
Yeah, I got totally screwed
I
up.
was freaking out back here.
Oh,
I like my heart sank. I thought that was me.
because you're like, he messed up.
Yep.
Nope.
Even this movie was okay.
You keep watching.
Because,
What?
what? What? There's no way this is real.
I look my house and home on it, dude. It's all real. It's all real.
There's no.
Yep.
Okay, here's what. Anyway,
Just no. You have to finish.
I can't.
Finish.
This is high art.
Hi, what?
High art.
Oh, hi, art. Ooh.
So when I think of Tom Cruise, wait, there's more. It's just real quiet.
I want to watch. I want to watch this movie now. I'm gonna watch it. tonight.
Harper Belmont audio.
What? We did the audio in this movie.
Come on, now. We can do better than that.
He's dead.
I'm not dead.
He's Tom Cruise. There he is. Old Russell.
Oh yeah, because he was in this movie. I forgot. I like that actress, by the way. She's hot. She was the bad guy in The Kingsman.
Please meet Princess Annette. She will claim that she has been denied.
So, the thing is, even the executives that released this knew it was such a crap movie that they didn't even bother to watch the whole trailer to know that there was a mess up.
But I don't agree with you as a crap movie.
It sucks, bro.
Dude, I enjoyed it. What I hate
Do you
most
like
of,
Tales of Common Ra? I just can't get.
Hey, I
okay,
give
okay.
you
Tell me.
leash to
Tell me.
talk.
Tell me.
Let me talk.
Tell me about
on
The
this.
Mummy.
We should do a podcast. What I hate most about that movie is like I actually like the idea of having a Marvel universe around monsters, because when this came out, that was the whole. That's why he signed on, because he was trying to do that. Because you have the Kong, you have the Godzilla, and then you had the Mummy, and they're probably gonna do a Dracula, but then they're like, never mind. They did this, and we're like, never mind, which sucks. Because it was okay.
I like the King Kong movies. Like, did you see Kong Skull Island?
Yeah.
I like Skull Island better than this.
I think that one is because they were able, because they went and did the whole '60s thing and did the the Vietnam era, like
It just
music.
Sam Jackson playing the irrational leader is like, I love that.
Sam Jackson playing Sam Jackson.
Just irrational and mad.
Back to Thor.
Thor.
What did you think of it?
I loved, like, I really, really love that director. I think he's great.
Yeah.
I think everything he does is great. I think he's got his hand on the pulse for what's perfectly funny, what's good action-wise. I thought it's probably the perfect summer popcorn adventure movie. Like, if I was gonna rate it fairly based on all the other Marvel ones, I'd put it in my top. It's in my top 5. I thought it was fun. I mean, I had a. There was not
seen any of the backlash.
The backlash is from extreme
Nerds.
conservatives and extreme, like.
But what are the conservatives screaming about?
Oh, they're just mad because of all the inclusion in it, and that.
But
Which
you know, it didn't scream at me.
Listen to that sentence that I just said.
Inclusion.
We're mad about all the inclusion. That's the problem that I have with it to begin with, right? Like, they're mad because, you know, for the first time there was references to, like, you know, homosexual relationships and all that kind of stuff. I guess, like, in a very big way.
Well, I thought that was in previous movies too.
I thought I didn't even really like. There was not a scene where, you know, I was sat there and was like, "Egad, that's overtly
the
like."
only thing that was remotely
I didn't understand
remotely close is when
I say this as a conservative, you know,
you
Christian
hating people,
white guy. I thought it was great. I had no problem with the movie.
Yeah, I think the only thing that was close. So Hill's coming out. The only thing that was close was the whole. Because I sat up. Well, my belly. Was when he was with the chick. What's her name?
Oh, the girlfriend part.
Not the girlfriend. Yeah, no, it's not a girlfriend thing. It's the Valkyrie, the king, the new king. When she kisses the
rose.
Not the rose. The
hand.
hand of one of the goddesses or whatever.
See, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't even know. Yeah. To me, it was
the part that I noticed, but I laughed. I thought it was funny. Was the guy when they made fun of the Rock? You know, it said Dwayne. He's like, it's the director that narrates that one guy, and he's like, I met a great guy named Dwayne, and we're gonna have a child. I thought that was hysterical, dude. I laughed so hard.
I didn't get that.
Well, because he talked earlier, he was like,
Yeah.
you know, for rocks to make a child, you find a buddy that you have a good. You sit for 30 minutes and have a good conversation or whatever. The thing, like the Stones, man.
No, but like to me, like everything I liked about Top Gun Maverick,
You liked about Thor?
I liked about Thor.
Same.
Because like to me, there wasn't any. Because before I saw them, because I texted you, I was like, "How gay is this movie?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's okay. It's not very. It's just a good movie." I was like, "Okay," so I went and saw it. I was gonna go see it anyway.
Right.
But it's like, you know, it's not that big. To me, it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. The end scene with the kids is I've seen it twice now. Like I get teary eyed because it makes me so happy.
Yeah, it was great.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, I'll go see it again in theaters, man. I've seen it twice. I saw Top Gun 5 times.
I've only seen it 3. You've seen it 5?
I've seen it 5 times.
I got up my numbers.
Well, I mean, I had a lot of time to kill over the last few weeks. You know, it's just I was trying to be
Distractions.
distractions and stuff. So Top Gun's I love Top Gun forever just because of that. But I mean, we talked before on I don't know if we were on the last podcast or maybe I watched the last podcast where you were talking about Top Gun and why it's such a great movie and why everybody loves it.
I made a TikTok. It's got like 60,000 views because I'm TikTok famous now.
Well, you are TTF.
TikTok famous.
That's right.
Okay.
That's what it stands for.
Okay.
I think. I mean, that's what minutes stand for.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't stand for anything else, does
Yeah.
it?
Hey, what's outside?
Huh?
Because the window.
Window.
There's a window.
Oh yeah, I like it.
It's because it's out there. The sun's blowing in.
The sun is blowing in.
Blowing in.
It's blowing in, as sun so often does.
Sunsets blow.
When it blows.
Yeah. Anyway, go. Sorry.
So anyway, as the sunset blows in, and we go back to what we were talking about, Thor.
Thor.
Everyone, Christian Bale. That I will say this about Thor. The one thing that I thought was interesting was how overwhelmingly better at acting Christian Bale is than everyone else in the cast.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly better. I'm talking about like
Well,
I'm talking about like Keanu Reeves and Bram Stoker's Dracula bad, comparatively speaking.
But do you think that's an acting thing or the role thing? Because I did see this on one of the takes of why people didn't like it. It was like trying to get a joke in every 5 seconds. So he didn't have any jokes. He could play his like a Shakespearean actor or whatever, which is probably better than carnival act.
Yeah.
But to me, I thought it was a good balance. Like, it's interesting to me if you look at the first Thor and the direction that went, and I actually saw
So Kenneth Branagh, he directed the first one.
right, which was
Yeah,
like
remember when Marvel
Band of
was
Brothers.
getting like amazing directors?
Well, because he got the reason. So I saw a behind the scenes of, why did Natalie Portman leave for 10 years, and the reason is she was always hesitant to get involved in the first place, but it was because of that director, because she's like, oh, he's going to allow, instead of me just be a bit player, I can actually have a major role, because in her opinion, women usually just get sidelined, and she's like, oh, I get to have a major role in this. So she did that, and then the second one, Dark World, originally it was supposed to be Patty Jenkins, director. So Patty Jenkins talked her into coming back, so she was all gung-ho about it. At the last minute, Patty Jenkins was out because they changed some things, but Natalie Portman already signed a contract, and her role was diminished. She was basically a side piece slash ornament to Thor versus being a headliner, So that's why she was out for so long. So when they brought this movie in, like, hey, oh, you're a major part of the movie. Okay, she was interested in it.
What I like about the Marvel movies, and what I like that they're doing, because people talk a bunch of crap about the CGI, you know what I mean? Specifically on this Thor movie, but I thought it was a creative choice. I liked it. I thought it was funny. Like the beginning,
CGI aspect?
the beginning looked kind of like Battlestar Galactica to me. Like it reminded me of Battlestar Galactica and Empire Strikes Back with the lasers coming straight at you. You know what I mean? It was fun.
Well,
like it was supposed to be cheesy. It was supposed to be fun.
I mean, him riding his axe like
a witch. Oh, that was hysterical.
It's a joke, and I think that's again going why people don't like it, is it was so jokey.
But they need to read a comic book. That's the way it is. Like
have fun.
The other Batman, the Rachel, that Batman. Rachel.
Are you talking about the Bat Dad?
Where's Rachel? No, the one with the guy that was in Thor.
Christian Bale?
Yeah, Christian Bale. So, while I'm gonna tread lightly.
Have you seen
Chill.
Batman? Sorry, go ahead. We'll get to that.
The Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale Batmans are cool. I get that, whatever. But I would rewatch all the Marvel movies before I had to watch Batman Begins again. It'd be like, I can't do it. Like,
It's such a good movie.
but because comic books are supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be a good time. It's supposed to be like, and so to your point, like, yes, Christian Bale got to play the straight bad guy. Just I'm evil.
Yeah.
The thing that makes comic books kind of fun to me, in a sense, is there's a little bit this mindset and thought of, well, the bad guy's not really gonna win, and the bad guy's not gonna die at the end. He's just gonna get locked up, right? Like, it's that kind of like little kid aspect, and they've gotten away from that obviously with the end game and all this. People die all the time in the comic books, but what's cool about Love and Thunder is it felt like a comic book the entire time. You didn't really feel like anybody was ever in any real danger. There wasn't even going to be anything real bad. And even when they kill off a god, you know what I mean? It was like fairy dust comes out. It was not like...
Well, I did sports growing up, so I've never read a comic book.
No. Nice.
No.
Oh,
Damn.
jeez.
Do.
I like it.
No, but again, I really appreciate the movie. I had a good time. Did you know that Chris Hemsworth's whole family is in that movie?
His daughter's Thunder, right?
Love.
Or Love. Yeah, he's Thunder. Right,
But the
his brother plays Thor, or the actor Thor.
yeah. But his son, when it shows him growing up, the montage of him growing up, running in the field or running in the forest,
That's him.
That's his son. And then and I'm pretty sure his wife is the she-wolf that he hooks up with in that quick montage scene. So his entire, and then his daughter's is the chick at the end, the girl at the end.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's a family affair. It's supposed to be fun.
I have a fear that everyone's gonna screw it up for us all. Like, cause I loved Ragnarok. I thought that saved, like you said, saved the franchise. I loved this one just as much as Ragnarok.
Same.
But I feel like all the stupid nerdy fans are gonna ruin it for us, and now we're gonna have a new director. We won't get another Thor movie, or it'll be you know what I mean? They'll go in a different direction.
Well, it's because it's
They're ruining Doctor Four or Fantastic Four too. They want to recast.
It's the problem I have with like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, you have the purists who are like, the only Star Wars that exist are 4, 5, and 6. It's like, okay, I understand 1, 2, and 3 are meh. I understand 7, 8, 9 are like meh. And I understand some of the series are like meh. But would you rather have meh or nothing at all?
Exactly. That's my whole point.
At least with meh, you have a chance for ooh. Because like, Rogue One was a badass movie.
I liked it. It was a good standalone movie, even if it was Solo. Not so much. I will say
Right, but
that was a bad idea from the start, though.
But wouldn't you rather have the going to see Solo and being disappointed
Than not having anything at all to see.
and then also having a Rogue One and being like, oh, this is great.
When I was a little kid, if you would have told me that someday they were going to make awesome superhero movies, or that they were going to make even crappy sequels of Star Wars, I would have been over the moon. And the reality is, a lot of these dudes that are ruining it for everybody are still little kids at heart and in their mindset. Like, they totally went straight bitch on the guy who did was it The Last Jedi or whatever? So there was the one where they killed off our hero, where they kill off Harrison Ford, right? Then there was the next one. And the next one, everyone was like, I hate this. This sucks. Blah, blah, blah. Jedi's can't force project. Like, they had all these stupid arguments, and they want it stricken from the records, right? So then they...
Not canon.
Yeah. So then they bring back the guy who did the first one, the JJ guy. And the last one was like, hey, guys, how can we... I don't know. How can we close this whole thing out? They're like, I got it. There's this guy, the Emperor. No, we killed the Emperor in the first one, Magic Trick. There's this guy, the Emperor. And they're like, oh, wait. How about this? How about instead of him dying, he's actually alive? Like, it was just recycled crappy ideas. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm going with all that.
I think to circle back to the original
What were
comment,
we talking
We were
about?
talking about how, like, you have your fear that these idiots on Twitter
Oh, they're
are
going to ruin it
to
for us. Yeah, they're going to ruin it.
Like, because again, to me, Thor was great. Is it a classical Oscar-winning? No.
Well, that's what
But
we're going to have
it's
to...
going to make $1 billion.
That's
if it
what
hadn't
matters.
already.
That's what matters. So if
Yeah.
it makes $1 billion, I'm sure they'll bring that guy
don't
back.
care.
Yeah, they don't care. But, we'll see. I just like what Marvel's doing. They're putting out stuff quick, and they're putting out cool stuff. Yes, it's not like the most amazing looking. Like, in comparison, the Spider-Man movie that had the 3 Spider-Mans in it, and Thor, and even the Doctor Strange 2, like, visually, none of them are like Endgame or the other ones where it was like, oh my god, is this real life? This is stunning. Where they're all kind of like, it's okay, but you don't care because it's fun.
Well, even Doctor Strange, like, I think halfway through that movie, I thought I was being pranked. I'm like, is it really this bad? But I still enjoyed it enough to stay in the theater.
Oh yeah,
Like, I was still entertained. There were aspects of it that I was like when they I think, if I remember correctly, it's been a minute, like the music spells. I don't know. There was something where he was
the
like doing
battle
music.
of the songs. At the
I
end.
was like, this is
So that's a
what am I
Sam. That's a
what am I
Sam
watching?
Raimi thing. That's just a Sam
But
director
to the
choice.
overall point of this conversation of fine,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
okay
fun.
with that. I'm not going to scream to the heavens. Oh, this is the worst thing since everything. Ugh.
Do you think it's funny that at the end of every Marvel movie, there's the same people who complain about the fact that this is blah blah blah. They'll sit and wait for like 20 minutes for the credits to end, just for somebody to show up and be like, "I'm Skippy McDippy," and fly away. But they wait and they're like,
stick around for the end credits.
"Oh yeah, I'm
I don't
bitches,
anymore.
right?" It's like bitches be like, "I'm bitches."
Here's what I look
stay.
at. I used to,
Yeah,
but now I'm an adult, so I don't.
you just look it up
Like
on Wikipedia.
literally, like once I start seeing somewhat of a fade to black, I'm out the door.
So I know now what sucks for movies for me, like Marvel movies. What sucks about it's a double-edged sword is I have children, so there's no more surprises for me when I go see Marvel movies. I have to, because I'm very select. I want to make sure I want to know what they're gonna see right before we go see it. I read spoilers for everything before I see it, so I know everything before it happens. The only one I didn't do that on was the Spider-Man movie because I really wanted to be surprised.
Okay.
But everything that happens in all these movies I know about before we go, because I've had to make the determination prior, hey, are we going to this movie?
I enjoy spoilers because it reaffirms going to see the movie itself.
Like, makes you go, yeah, I'll pay
Yeah,
to see that.
because I'm not one of these purists who are like, you just spoiled the movie for me.
Right. I wish I had read the spoilers on the Batman before I went and saw that.
Why?
Sucks,
Oh,
bro. Hated that.
Dude,
movie.
I love the meme that you sent me way back when about how it's like the 1960s was like full color, and then like Batman Begins was a little bit more darker, and then this latest Batman was like and then the 2025 Batman is just with black.
Black.
Straight black
Total
screen.
darkness. Yeah.
Total darkness, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. Thor was great, but again, even if it's okay, I'm okay. Like The Mummy, you said you hated it, but I enjoyed it.
Can I be honest with you?
I would like to see more of the monster series.
I never
Right.
saw The Mummy. I never saw it.
You gave so much shit
I never
because of
seen
the
it.
trailer.
I never seen it. Just because of the trailer, it lost me at the trailer. I never saw it. Because of that trailer.
It's an okay movie. It's an
Is
okay.
it?
I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm gonna make you watch it this weekend.
You know who we should be talking about on this podcast is Russell Crowe, and what's up with that guy? Remember when he was like the guy? Remember when Russell Crowe had 2 Academy Awards and he was like 40 and we'd won 2 Academy Awards and everybody was like, "Oh my God, this
what
guy!"
did you win for?
He won for Gladiator,
They gave it from Gladiator.
and well, it was a consolatory. Maybe he only has one.
Yeah,
It was a
nobody has
consolation prize because he was nominated for The Insider and he didn't win.
Okay.
Then he was nominated for Gladiator and they gave it to him, and they didn't give it to Denzel, right? But then the next year is when he did the movie that he really needed the Academy Award for, where he played the guy that was a smart math guy.
American
Math guy,
Math
American
guy.
Genius, American Math Guy.
American
I think
Math
that's what
Guy.
it's called, American Math Guy. So, what happened to
Wait,
that?
before, can we just look at this angle of your because you've been losing weight, you've been fitting it up, and getting the fitness going. You got this fro thing now
The fro.
because your head has gotten skinnier, but your hair is still big.
The thing is, I'm in a crossroads. I'm at an impasse because I can hold out hope. In my mind, this doesn't look like it does in real life. You know what I mean? In my mind, this is a kind of like AC Slater and Prime Saved by the Bell mixed with just like all the coolest 80s hair you can imagine. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like Don Johnson. I want like a vibe going on. My thing is, I could just cut it all, do with a high and tight. I'd probably get laid a lot more from from Allie.
I thought she
at
was
least.
liking the
I can't tell, but I think she says that, but I think she secretly hates it. I think she secretly hates it, and she's like, I got you this freaking stupid hair transplant so you could grow your hair out like Carrot Top and not do it cool and sexy and short and spiky and stuff.
So why not find a way to keep the top and shave the sides?
Because then I look like a lesbian on the tennis circuit, dude. It's not a good look for me.
Did you see
On the tennis
I
circuit.
don't know if it's still on my phone.
So
Where I shaved and I tried to do the
mustache?
the mustache, and it was not. I was like, oh nope, can't do this. I'm definitely going to jail with that.
if I cut it short, I don't know. Would it look good?
don't know.
You think? Do you think it would look good short or long?
I like it like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is sick. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. I just think it tells people a
You
lot
only
about
say
me
that
before.
because you have the same hair.
It's a
Yeah.
vibe, and it lets people know before they talk to me. Hey, This guy's like a Labrador. He's a good time.
I would say hit the mullet.
Hit the mullet.
Yeah.
Here, I'm trying to.
If I flat iron this,
Honestly, I like what you're doing.
When I flat iron this, it's a situation, dude. Like it's.
Here, I just sent you.
Me?
No, Sohail. You could put that up there, and then we can comment on it because that's what this podcast is about.
I mean, this is a vibe too.
It's not a vibe. This is why I didn't do it. I mean, look at that thing.
That says.
That says, "Send me to jail."
It says, "Ma'am, I'm gonna need to know where
Going
y'all."
back to Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Minority
Tom.
Report.
Reminds me of Tom Cruise.
No. Minority Report. Tom Cruise, send this guy to jail before he does some bad things.
Can you imagine him being
Skin
like?
looks good though.
He does look good.
Yeah,
I keep moving the mic.
We
I'm
can
sorry.
move it off the.
No, leave it up there for a
we
minute.
can move
Because
Does that make it bigger?
make it bigger.
No. We can go back
zoom
to.
in on the stash.
Let's get out of this. Let's go back to us.
Where you made your mistake, and I'll tell you where it is so. What happens is these guys on the side.
Yeah.
I've learned that they are neither friend nor foe. It's not like they. But if you keep a stubble,
Yes.
if you lose the stubble and you just keep this, unless you have the right. There's some people that they can make it work.
Yeah.
They have a cool cheek situation. I'm not one of those guys.
So
Yeah.
before the first time I tried to do that, and I didn't take a picture of it, and I did do I shaved there, and I made like kind of like a police or military regulation stash, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to jail for this one.
I have jokes about mustaches
And I was
that
like,
I can't
I'm
say
out. Why?
because I just can't. But they're funny.
I have a joke for you.
Into
as
the
well.
mic, Donovan.
I have jokes for mustaches.
You can move the mic.
I have jokes for mustaches, but I can't say them.
I have a joke.
I don't want to say them.
I've got a joke,
Tell me.
but I don't know if I say it, you'll be like, we can't use this podcast.
I am not my brother's keeper.
Okay.
And I hope that people understand. If you're
Okay,
watching
okay,
this, you have to understand that I can only control what comes out of my mouth. And I feel bad about some of the things I've said.
All right,
I'll be honest with
you. I won't say it,
Yeah.
but some people would say when I have a mustache, "Hey, what's the thing on? So what covers an engine on a car?
A hood?
What do you put on when you're cold, when you're in bed?
A blanket?
Put those two words together.
Blanket hood?
The other direction.
Teklanab. Dude?
No, the first word, second word.
Hood blanket? Oh. I get it. Okay.
Come on.
I have one that's way cruder than that I can't
told
believe
that to
is even.
somebody. I told that to
Who did you tell
mutual-
that?
You know who. And she laughed.
She did?
Yes.
See, I like her because
She's awesome.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think the funniest joke about mustaches that I've ever heard
Is your do Sohail, is that your this is a stupid joke? Burr, burr.
No.
Okay.
what?
No.
No, because it's a line that I can't say it. I can't say it
Okay.
because
Tell me off.
yeah, it's funny though. It's very funny. It's very funny. Okay. Okay. So we talked about
So I was like, I have a full-time job where I get to find sound effects. Folios. That's not folio. That's not.
so what else do we have to talk about besides these movies and the impact?
Is there any new movies coming out anytime soon?
Yeah, so I wanted y'all to talk about a new Jordan Peele movie.
Nope.
Came out today. Nope.
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 No.
You gonna go see it?
Nope.
You're not?
I haven't seen.
Us?
I bought. Is it Us?
You
No,
see
Get
it?
Out.
Oh, Get Out.
I bought Get Out on Apple TV and I never seen it.
Get Out is one of the scariest movies ever.
I just don't like those types of movies. I like comedy, Key and Peele type stuff. I don't like scary.
Get Out was really well done. It was amazing. It was frightening. Us was very interesting. Us was like way smarter than I think he got credit for.
I haven't seen
I
it.
talked about that movie for hours.
I loved Us. Like it was very
like Us
creepy.
too.
It was like a Spielberg. It was like Spielberg's.
I love the accolades that he's getting out of it.
It's like
'cause
E.T.
Everybody says.
Or not E.T. What was the one what's the one with the dirt
Close
and the
Enc-
Close Encounter? Us reminded me of Close Encounters mixed with like,
Parasite.
yeah.
Yeah.
What I love the most about Jordan Peele though is like in like 30 years, 40 years, he keeps doing some of these masterpieces. Like he's going to get a lifetime award or whatever. And people are going to be like, a younger generation in a podcast, like, did you know that Jordan Peele used to be a comedian and he did sketch comedy on Mad TV?
Skoo-doo-be-doo-be-doo. Have you seen the one where they're scatting at each other?
It's going to be a situation like you have, because think about the magnitude that people talk about, like Steven Spielberg. And all of a sudden, it's like, did you know that he did sketch comedy when he was younger?
Yeah.
Like, no, he didn't. No.
Right.
And then you see it, you'll be like, oh my God. That's going to happen for this dude.
I think so. I mean, I've heard... I hope he doesn't do what, like, M. Night Shyamalan did. M. Night Shyamalan did the thing where it was like...
Same movie.
He got pigeonholed into a da-da-da ending. He had to have some sort of like, oh, the big twist, it was the janitor. You know what I mean? Like, he had to have something in every one of his movies. And what I like about Jordan Peele is, like, Get Out and Us, two very different kind of stories. This Nope movie looks extremely interesting, but I've heard it's a catfish. I've heard it's a big catfish.
But here's the thing.
And it has nothing to do with what you think it is.
I think Jordan... I know nothing about M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah.
But I would assume that whoever M. Night Shyamalan off-screen, his close people, are probably not as talented as him. Jordan Peele, his wife, is just as... comedically is, if not maybe even better than he is, in comedy at least. I don't know her drama takes. So I would assume they're probably having discussions at home about stuff.
Creative.
Keeping him on check. So I would hope that having that strong of a creative at home would be like, bro, I love you, but this is stupid.
Like, M. Night Shyamalan went from being... the golden dude to, like, now he just makes crappy movies. Like, he really does. Like,
well, Donovan, can we get your M. Night movies ranked?
Okay, the best M. Night movie, just because it's, I think, so cool. Like, his way of doing it. Like, I like Unbreakable more than any of his stuff. I think Unbreakable's my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. What sucks about that is the sequel. And the sequel was the one with the guy that had all the personalities, and then the third one was called like Glass or something.
Yeah.
The third one was trash, absolute garbage, total dump.
But it's got Samuel.
And it doesn't matter. They all just took a paycheck on that one. That sucked. It was terrible. I hated it. In my opinion. I think that out of the big M. Night movies, Unbreakable, Sixth Sense, Signs, Village, which I actually really love.
Village is so good.
I love The Village, man. I forgot that exists. I would have to put The Village over Unbreakable. Village is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. Because the colors and how creepy it is, and Adrian Brody is like off kilt playing full retard. You know what I mean?
I remember being a kid.
That's a Tropic Thunder.
No, but he did. He went full on for it.
Know, but it's
when he stabs the guy twice, I was so stressed out in that movie, dude.
Yeah, but all I can think about is Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, like, you never go full retard. Never. And then it's just like, you know, and then he breaks down. He says
like Sean Penn went full. He's like, Tom Hanks,
Dennis Hopper. You know, he's not full. He's half.
Yeah.
You know, and then he man, I wish I
he's
could
like,
see that clip.
he goes
Simple. Or what was his name?
It was Simple Jack. Yeah, he goes the Sean Penn never went. No, he says Tom Hanks went home with the gold. Then they're like, Sean Penn went full retard, and I'm Sam goes home empty-handed. Like, which is like such an inside joke slap to Sean Penn, because at the time that was the first movie where somebody had really committed.
Yeah.
But that's true. When it comes to making movies, it's hard to toe that line, right?
Yeah. But to circle back to M. Night Shyamalan.
When Ben Stiller's talking to Robert Downey, and he goes,
I think we can go 3 years on this topic because it's comedic.
No, when Ben Stiller's like talking to Robert Downey about being, he's like, when he says there were times when there were times when
dude, what I love about that movie.
So that's the funniest thing I've ever heard from an acting standpoint. Like, it's just that joke hits on every level. It's so funny to me. He's like, there's times when I actually felt,
because it's like, You're like, yeah, because you were.
I love the cover of Simple Jackets, him chasing a butterfly with a hammer through a field, remember? Ah!
We need to do like a reaction.
Can you pull the cover of Simple Jack up?
We just need to watch Tropic Thunder and do a reaction.
Oh, it's a
video
great
to
movie, dude,
yeah.
that would never be made now in a million years. It could
No,
never work.
I think it would.
No.
It would have to be made by Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ben Stiller can't make that movie today with all, like, it would have to be way more, like...
There's a podcast clip with Jamie Foxx on Joe Rogan, and he was talking about how, like, he would... I still haven't seen the movie yet because...
It hasn't come out yet.
The All-Stars?
The one where Downey plays a Mexican guy?
Yes.
It has not come out because nobody will release it.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Because I've been wanting to see that movie
Me
forever.
too. So bad.
And because Jamie Foxx was talking about how he's gonna, we got Robert Downey Jr. to play Mexican. He's like, and then Jamie Foxx was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. But he's like, but I'm concerned. He's like, dude, you played a black guy at Tropic Thunder. You killed it there. So
He got an Oscar nomination for that role.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm a dude, played a dude.
Which should
Just as another
he
dude.
got an Oscar nomination for that role, and just to put that in perspective, he got an Oscar nomination for that role, and up until like 1999 or 2000, there'd only been like 5 African American Oscar winners, and so Robert Downey got nominated for an Oscar for doing blackface,
for a satire, yeah,
which
like,
should tell you
Yes.
Hollywood
is fucked.
hates black people. Hollywood hates people of with anything interesting to bring to the table. They want the same bullshit over and over again because it prints money. Which is why I love Marvel, because Marvel is going the inclusive route and saying, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna roll the dice on Eternals. That didn't work out, but Shang-Chi was the shit." Like,
see, I hear that. So it's the yes and no.
Yes and no.
For me,
I get
because
that.
you've got people like who's your buddy, the Wire, and now
Michael B. Jordan
kills it in everything he does. You know, Denzel Washington kills it in everything he does. Samuel Jackson kills it in everything he does except for that Glass.
What?
Except for Glass.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just
No, I mean,
naming
he
random
did
black
great. It
actors
was just a
that
terrible
that
movie.
kill it in every movie they've done. So like, I understand some of it, but at the same time, it's like there's all these examples that are like, not all the time.
Well, what was funny to me about Tropic Thunder specifically is that, like, Sam Jackson didn't get nominated for, I want to say, or maybe he was not. He got it was something where he's basically playing like a Sam Jackson character, and like Sam Jackson had done all these great movies and had not gotten nominated.
Like, Change. It was completely. It was like,
what was it?
Django.
Unchained. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like but his goal was to play, not his goal, but what was be the most hated black character of all time.
It was. I mean, those movies. See, that's the other thing. Quentin Tarantino could make Tropic Thunder, and it would work. It's the right director. I mean,
he couldn't, because
he wouldn't be funny, but he could make that kind of movie. He could get away with saying all those things
because he's such. And again, quoting Jamie Foxx, he's such a Nazi when it comes to the script. Like,
he wouldn't improvise.
Those movies
Yeah.
were all about improvisation
Yeah.
and like what's funny at the moment. And he would be like, just read what's on the paper, just do what's on the paper.
Yeah.
You know, and that's nothing against him. He does amazing.
If you like Tropic Thunder,
yeah.
You would. My whole thing is I don't understand why you don't like The Office, because it's
I'll
so
tell you
funny.
why. I'll tell you
and
why.
it's so relatable. Like, there have been times here, just in the studio, where I've been like, "Oh my god, this is just like from The Office."
I understand that. Here, I'll tell you why. For me personally, when I watch movies and when I consume content, I get so into the content. Like, I'll watch it and I fully immerse myself in that thing. Your heart rate going too fast?
I was checking. There's a Fitbit. This podcast is brought to you by the good people at Fitbit, of course.
They pay us.
They pay us so much money. Like, we have
too much money.
Well, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, what do I do now? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
with my life.
I've done everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All the money. That's
all the money.
all the money.
Oh, God.
It's raining down on us.
Anyway, what I was saying is, so like, I don't like really, really embarrassing moments. Like I don't like prank shows. I don't like reality TV. 'Cause
Cringy.
They're so cringe.
We showed him Nathan For You. Didn't
Nathan.
like it.
You
Nathan,
didn't like it?
Heathen.
Remember Nathan Fielder, the claw machine of shame? We showed you with Michael Zavala, the dude who had a robot take off his
He's
pants.
already
and-
blocked it out
Well,
of
like,
his memory.
so like even like the pirate show on HBO that you like.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that.
See, I love that show. I think it's funny.
Or that comedy show on Netflix where it's the bits of comedy where you.
Oh.
I
think you should leave. I think you should leave is the funniest show on television.
all time.
But when it's that,
Probably, honestly.
But
Of
when
all
it's
time.
but when it's that.
I'm
cringe, I just can't.
I'm joking.
I just can't.
Have you
I
not-
saw-
I'll have the
here's thing is-
whole
okay,
thing.
Okay, watch. Here's a great
Tell me
example.
you're gonna kill the
Here's a
president.
great example of how chicken shit I am when it comes to movies
Okay.
and content. I've seen
I'm
Star-
sitting on
Time
my.
Out.
Does it look like I have like I'm feeling my own? But it's like a security. I never sit and. What's the wide look like, real quick? Can I just see where this hand is? Does it look like? Am I giving off sexual energy on accident?
Always.
No.
No.
Always,
Okay. Good.
Always. Have you seen A Star Is Born, Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
How many times?
Probably like twice, 2 or 3 times.
Great movie, right?
Yeah.
I've seen the first half of that 3 times.
Because you can't get past.
No.
You know what happens?
Yeah, of course. It's a remake of a remake of a remake of a remake.
Yeah.
I know the ending of the movie, and it's so. But like, I love their characters. I think he at least the first half does such a good job. I think Lady Gaga does such a good job, and I believe the love story. And I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I don't want to see the back half of that. I
Because
don't.
it's too painful.
I don't want to see the pain.
I will be honest. Like,
I don't want to.
that was one of those movies. Their chemistry was so dynamic. I think they were really in love, man. Because
well,
like
they have been, but like professionally.
because it was insane. I mean, in the second half of the movie too, watching his meltdown, there's a couple scenes where are hard to watch because you're just like, ugh. But like, that was an amazing movie.
So
Their
I haven't
chemistry.
seen the scene
where he
but
pisses himself.
I haven't seen the back half. I haven't seen any of it.
Okay.
But like the scene where she's like singing "I'll Never Love Again."
Oh, dude.
Do you know the history of that song or that shooting?
Of that's
That scene when they shot it.
where they're together.
No. When she's
by herself.
I guess he's already dead.
Yeah, and she's singing the funeral or whatever.
Well, I don't know.
Or
I haven't
memorial.
Seen it.
Yeah.
Like, she's
Yeah. Okay.
But do you know what
I know
actually
nothing.
happened in real life
No.
behind the scenes?
No.
A day before that scene, one of Lady Gaga's good friends died.
Really?
And they were like, we can hold production. She's like, no, I'll just use it. So she's basically singing that song.
I thought she deserved the Academy Award, and I'm not
think
even
she's
a big Lady Gaga fan, but I think she's genius.
I think
but
she's trash. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
She's amazing.
I think she's brilliant and is extremely gifted. But I wouldn't go see a concert probably. But like, what's I will say about The Star Is Born. So you're talking about not wanting that. So I was like committed to not being sad in that movie because I was like, I'm not gonna be sad.
I'm not gonna cry.
Exactly. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. Lock it up. So like in that scene where she's like, I wanna be, na, 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 she's singing the song. It was I was getting a little sad. But then they do this thing that was so creative in the film. So she's about to sing the last verse, and it cuts to like a memory of him singing it crappily on the piano, and she's like sitting there with him. And I went like this, dude. This is me. Are you ready? I went.
You loud cried.
Dude. I like
Audibly.
ugly cry. It was a moment where I was just like, you know what I mean? And then you go in the mirror and look at yourself crying because you're crying so much. No.
Speaking of Bradley Cooper,
Yeah. So hot.
what I hate
good
what I hate
actor.
about him though is he's so committed to being one of these really great actors.
Yeah.
That he's way more choosy in the films he's doing lately. So like instead of getting the 3 movies a year out of him, you're getting like 1 out of 2 or 3 years. It's like, no, let's get some more Bradley Cooper movies.
We do some. Well, Bradley Cooper. Here's what sucks. Can I tell you what sucks? What sucks is Chris Pratt and Bradley Cooper both had the same career trajectory up until about like 3 years ago, or 4 years ago. Whenever Bradley Cooper did the Lady Gaga thing and said, "Hey, I'm gonna direct. I'm rolling the dice on me."
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper is really just Chris Pratt 2.0. Bradley Cooper is Chris Pratt but he's the Ben Stiller of Chris Pratt's. Like, he's the guy who can direct and do something cool. I don't really think there's that much special about Bradley Cooper except for his ability to tell a story and direct it. I think he's a way better director than he is actor.
I disagree with you because I disagree with on the trajectory thing, because Bradley Cooper, I think the first thing he did, you're like, now that I'm talking out loud, I'm like, you know what, you're kind of right, because he did Alias. He was on TV before he was in.
And
film.
he was the douchebag in Wedding Crashers.
Right.
And he was the douchebag in Matthew McConaughey movies.
What
set him apart?
But he was always good looking.
Bradley Cooper. Oh yeah.
Bradley Cooper was always a good looking dude, whereas Chris Pratt, he was the fluffy, lovable guy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until he got in shape for
Guardians.
No, it wasn't Guardians.
Oh, Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30. That they're like, oh, he could be a leading man to Albert Caliber. You know.
You know, Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to be Glenn Howerton.
I don't even know who that is.
Well, he's the guy from Always Sunny that's not Charlie Day and not the guy with black hair. And not
really?
Also,
not
NBC
Dane
drama or comedy AP bio.
What?
It was originally supposed to be him. Like, that's who.
I love that dude, but
that's who Gunn, the director, wanted.
Really?
He was like, I want him. That's the guy.
No.
And it was the casting person who was like, hey, you should really take a look at this guy. And he said, no, he needs to lose weight. And he said, well, will you just screen test him anyway? And apparently he did screen test and just like killed it. Like, it was like, that's the guy.
The thing is, the Glenn guy, like,
Glenn Howerton would have been great.
he's great. He's so funny.
I think he's a little old.
He's so, because of the stuff he's done with Always Sunny in Philadelphia, everything he does, you're like, he's kind of creeper.
Yeah.
He's got the rapey vibes.
The rapey vibes.
Yeah,
I get that.
I don't think Chris Pratt has that.
I think, unfortunately for Chris Pratt, who I think is Chris Pratt's probably my favorite, like one of my favorite people in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, but I feel like he makes very safe choices. Like, I feel
I don't know if that's on him though.
Well, because Guardians of the Galaxy, like, that's the most adventurous or crazy thing he's done. Because everything else, he's like, hey, I'm an army guy who just recently lost my daughter.
Think
like,
about this, though.
That's who he plays in every movie.
Think about this, though. Is that him, or is that what Hollywood's coming
offering
to
him
for him? Because of ever since he left, what's her name, and he's with Schwarzenegger daughter, and he's
like the new Arnold.
No, he's not. He's like this. The staple for Christian values and blah 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 blah. What I don't know anything about behind the scenes, but Hollywood is kind of like, they don't like that. So if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, there's so many movies that he's done. Not so many. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making shit up on the fly. But like, even this Terminal List, the reviews were like, it's horrible, it's horrible, it's horrible. But yet the critics were like, it's horrible, but the public are like, it's amazing.
I will say, Terminal List was great.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
love
War
that.
was great. He's doing, but it's very. Do you see what I mean though?
But
Where
what
it's
I'm
very
saying, though,
formulaic, kind of like safe stuff that he's doing.
Right, but the point I'm trying to make is like, I think those are great movies and great series, whatever, but the critics hate it.
Yeah.
And it's like, do they really hate it, or do they just hate him because of the messaging he's trying to do offline?
See, that's the problem that I think sucks about that's part of the thing, is like, they are so the problem is you can't have both. So you can have these you can be Chris Pratt in Hollywood and you can have your views, and those views are great and fine, because if I'm over here and I have these views which are totally different, that's okay and great and fine. There's no reason why I have to be angry at you for your views, which I think are archaic, when Chris Pratt's views, by what he believes and how he's been taught, our view is wrong. And so the deal is, nobody here on this plane is wrong. We're just trying to play in the same sandbox, but
Right.
we can't poo all over the one guy just because it's popular. You know what I mean?
It's first of all, people need to remember, they're watching a movie, they're reading a book, they're watching a whatever, a series, and stop. Like, do I think circling back, because that's what this we could rename the podcast is Circle It Back. Tom Cruise, his Scientology, we know is wacko, is crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
I mean, I think it's crazy. My personal belief is it's crazy. So I still like Top Gun Maverick. I still like Edge Tomorrow. I like all those movies that we described earlier. I don't care what he's doing behind the scenes.
See, that's where
You know?
that's where I'm at. And the problem is,
So back to Chris Pratt, whether I agree or disagree with anything he's done, I don't care. I just want to watch him on TV.
yeah, I mean, I like his thought of him saying like, what does it matter? I'm just an actor. Like he says this guy, what?
Well, I was just going to. Furthermore, I don't care about their political beliefs on the Academy Awards. I don't want to be preached to.
Well, they don't know anything.
I don't care about your advocacy.
They don't know anything. They're actors.
Well, whether they do or not,
that would
I
be
don't
like
care.
me getting up there and trying to like say
Climate change, y'all.
yeah, like, who cares? You're just you're like, why? I think the reality of all
Wear a
of it
mask,
is
don't wear a mask. I don't care.
like there's so much, obviously I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt because I like his movies more.
Yeah.
It's cool that we align in our beliefs in a lot of ways. That's neat. That's an added bonus. But I'm just as likely to go see a Chris Pratt movie as I am to go see a Tom Cruise movie or whatever. If it's a cool movie, I'm gonna go see it, right? This is stupid. Like nobody's boycotting Coke. They're drinking Coke secretly.
I've
seen
Did you
them.
watch the
They
Flagrant
hide.
2 podcast?
No, I don't watch podcasts. I don't know anything. I really don't.
So Andrew Schultz and Akash. Anyway, I saw Akash as his co-host on that. That's fun. That should be its own segment.
What? My water?
Watching
I like to-
Daniel McDaniel.
I like
drink a
to
gallon
I like
of
to pretend
water.
that I'm like a settler from like, and I like to do one of these dudes,
Like a moonshine?
like John Wayne.
Yeah. I forgot what I was talking about. That
Water.
distracted me so much.
Sorry, I hit it too.
What were we talking about?
You
I had a really great point.
don't pay attention to the water.
What were we just talking about?
Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Chris Pratt,
Political beliefs on
political
the Academy
beliefs
Awards.
on the Academy Awards, how they shouldn't matter.
Just lost it. I lost it.
Sorry.
I lost it. The water lost me.
Well, you know what they say: if you're thirsty, it's already too late.
Oh, Flagrant 2. Flagrant 2.
Thank you. Did you do like a jog the wheel replay to see what we were talking about? Anyway, Akash, he was talking about how. Oh, I know what we're talking about. I get it. Circling. it
I'd love
back.
to know. What time are you going to tell me?
What time I can tell you. So he was talking about how like he was talking about he was doing a stand-up bit and they were talking about R. Kelly.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, listen,
Lots of
if
material.
because he was doing like a stand-up thing. If I play remix to edition, everyone in this club is going to go doot doot beep beep. And it's so right because it's like we can look past all his craziness. Like, yeah, he's a horrible being, needs to be in jail, but beep beep, you're gonna do it. You know.
Yeah.
So let's circle back. Let's finish this podcast on different artists, musicians, actors, content that you're like, you know what? I get that you did some horrible things, but you know what? Cosby Show was great. What are some other examples?
Wow. So, trying to think of like
Roman Polanski type stuff.
See, my thing on that is I can't really get behind anything Roman Polanski does. And that maybe I'm the one.
I know you know what he did.
Yeah.
No, hard
I will
take-
say, like, I saw
hey.
Ninth Gate. That's good. It's a Polanski movie.
Hard take, statutory rape. I'm against it.
Yeah.
I know that's a hard take. But me personally, I'm against it.
No, look, Roman Polanski's a good example. I'm trying to think of somebody else who could.
Woody Allen.
I just don't like his stuff regardless.
I've
I don't
never
care.
thought any of his stuff was brilliant or funny
but,
or
like,
interesting. I just thought he was
all
an
his
angry
weirdness
little
aside,
New Yorker.
I still don't like his stuff.
He always just seemed like kind of like I don't know. I never really enjoyed Woody Allen, so I can't. I'm trying to think of somebody that we liked that had a massive flaw from grace.
What about like Louis C.K.?
To me, he never fell from grace. I still thought he was funny.
I thought some of his stuff is funny. Well, Mel Gibson is an example.
yeah.
Mel Gibson is, I think it's sad how many cool movies we've probably been deprived of
we
because
talked
of.
about
Yeah, we
that.
did talk about that. Mel Gibson's one. Wesley Snipes. He didn't really. He had legal issues, right?
He was in jail.
Nick-
Taxes.
Somebody who's weird that we don't like. John Travolta. He's had some scandal, right?
What was the scandal though?
I don't remember, but I know he had some.
Who's the dude that played the Flash in the Justice League movie? He got some.
That guy's in trouble
Ezra.
every day.
But he never. But he had a great opportunity to become a star, and then just never mind. I don't want to be a star.
He goes by they them.
Yeah, I was gonna
pronouns.
say he goes by they them pronouns. I think
He's non-binary, or they're non-binary.
they're non-binary.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he still gets in trouble by doing stupid.
Well,
or
they
get in trouble by doing some crazy stuff.
They seem to have. It seems like they have a. They need, in my opinion, and it's always easy to say, I view you this way, and I see. But I think, in my opinion, they seem like they need a friend, or they need somebody to talk to.
They have some pretty bad grooming allegations, so.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
yeah. But that's a case of.
They flipped out on somebody one time. I was watching a video of them, and
It's so funny watching you navigate all this.
all
This.
No, but I was watching a video of them where there was a fan that wanted to talk to them, and they like. Is that the one? It's the choke fan video. Yeah, they body slam this poor woman, and it was weird. They seem like they're having a struggle of some sort.
It's just a fan who came up to him and said they wanted a picture.
See, but that's just weird. So anyway, but this is a perfect example of somebody who was on the rise and just said no. It's like, dude, you need this person. Can I still say dude or no? This they.
I think
Yes, you can say dude.
Okay, because I'm not saying this person's a dude. I'm saying dude in general.
Yeah.
You can say dude.
Thank you. Sohail gave us approval. But it's like, dude, it's like you need to wait until you're a star before you do those antics.
Unless you're REJ.
Except the grooming.
Don't do that.
Unless
Don't
you're-
do the grooming.
Who's the other one?
but like
Kevin Spacey. That's a great example
Kevin
too.
Spacey.
Do you think he ever works again? Or do you think he's the casualty of being the first high profile that will now never work again? Even though there will be other high profile people that have had equally terrible or worse things that will skate over this because of his sacrifice. Do you think he's the
sacrifice.
Yeah, do you think he's the Jesus here? Like, is he sacrificing himself for all the other
I will
pedophiles in
admit,
Hollywood?
I don't know enough about his case.
His thing
Are
was
they
an
allegations. Is it illegal?
No, he
Is
did
it.
it.
Did he do anything
Both.
illegal?
Yes, 100%.
Then I don't know if he comes back.
Allegedly.
He and a bunch of his accusers got murked after.
In the court of public opinion, I think he's over. Like, because even when I was in Hollywood, it was a very well-known open secret that, that Kevin Spacey, he was a homosexual. That was it, but it was at a time when you were not. It was like detrimental to your career to be outed. Unless you were out, the same way. So like there was allegations that he actually, and it was kind of again open secret, that Colin Farrell only exists in Hollywood because of a relationship that he had with Kevin Spacey when Kevin Spacey discovered him on.
Oh, he discovered him.
No, that discovered him, in some commercial or something. That's why Kevin Spacey's a executive producer on Tigerland, the first big, Colin Farrell movie or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like there's some groom. That's the thing in Hollywood. There's this whole it's all confusion and divided and goofy and crazy, right? So you have to hate Scientologists because they believe this. You have to hate Christians because they don't support homosexuals. You have to hate homosexuals if you're going to be a conservative. You have to hate.
There's a lot of hate.
Yeah, it's a lot of hate. A lot of hate and a lot of like small-minded ideas. I don't understand
Let's
it.
live in the land of love. Live in the land.
Well,
of
I
love.
mean, if someone hates someone for hating a group of people based on immutable.
Yeah, it cancels it out, right?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, well, let's clearly define that. What I'm saying versus
Yeah,
what you're
so
saying.
I mean, hate's a strong word, but if you have a problem with, let's say, like you said, Christians, if you dislike homosexuals, who is a group of people with immutable characteristics, even if you don't believe it, you can have a problem with that. No.
Yeah, but hating Christians is the same as Christians hating anybody.
Well, yeah, it's not hating all Christians, hating.
Well, okay, so like my big problem is
Let's just love.
what's the actor who is on the show The Umbrella Academy?
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page
Yes.
tweeted previously that you know, if you support Chris Pratt or any of his movies, then you are supporting bigotry, as he is a member of a church that frowns upon homosexual relationships. I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree that by supporting Chris Pratt, I'm supporting bigotry.
Yeah, I mean, if they frown upon it, that's different than donating or campaigning for legislators who actually have.
We're
Yeah.
going into a topic that's
Risky
I
brand-wise.
don't care about the risk brand-wise, but it's not. But here's what I would say: is I think there's a lot of communities that have been persecuted throughout history, and they're screaming for equal representation, which I agree with. But once they get that representation, in my opinion, they're like, now they want revenge. So
I
there's
see
a
what
lot
you're
of
saying.
where it's like, because if you look at legally, we're all equal under the eyes of law, but yet people are like, no, we want more. We want more. It's like that's not equal.
Yeah.
You know, and again, that's a larger conversation, a larger debate. But in my opinion, like, yeah, there's no law. Like, take like women pay and whatever. It's like, well, under the law, that's illegal to not pay a woman the same as you would pay a man.
Right.
It's just not illegal. Does it happen? Sure, but let's go into why that happens. You know, and people don't want to have honest conversations.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, perfect. So in this, circling it back to media, like Leonardo DiCaprio versus Jennifer Lawrence in Don't Look Up, like Leo made a shit ton more than Jennifer Lawrence. Now you could scream, oh well, that's because man versus woman, or it could be, well, Leo's like double her age and double her experience.
well, it's like
I don't know.
10-time Academy Award nominee.
Yeah.
Or, in the same regard, I will say what sucks about that particular argument is that chick, that girl, right? That's how we all are. That girl, oh, what's her butt? You just said her name and I forgot it.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. I have to work. So there's this associate.
Also did a movie
No,
that
there's
wasn't so good with Chris Pratt.
No, there's an associate of mine who always gets on to me for saying that chick, because I say that chick, you know what I mean? It's like, I'll say that
That dude,
person.
that chick,
Yeah,
same
I
thing.
don't mean it derogatory. Anyway, she's won 2 Academy Awards. She's won more Academy Awards than Leo. So the argument could be made that she's actually a more valuable asset than Leo DiCaprio. Now, the court of public opinion would probably disagree. However, the stat line would show she's not only qualified to be paid equally, she's more qualified and should be paid more.
Right, because she's also had The Hunger Games, which is $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
You know?
if I'm a casting director, I'm in a rock and a hard place. If it's like, well, crap. I mean, she's extremely qualified, but we got to pay Leo, and we have to give him a boat because he's Leo or whatever. I don't know. He probably doesn't do anything. I will say,
A boat full of interns.
I heard that DiCaprio was really concerned about who's the queen of acting? What's her butt? She's nominated.
Streep.
Yeah, Streep having a nude scene in Don't Look Up. He was like, do we really have to do that? Like, can't we just use a stand-in? Like, because he was, it's Meryl Streep. He doesn't want to. And he was like, no, she's fine. She's a pro. Like,
she straight up nuded it out?
yeah, she nuded it out. Like, you see,
I thought all that was CGI.
yeah, it's her.
Wow. I'll have to go back and watch.
Okay.
Zoom in.
Oh my god.
Dude, Streep.
I'll tell you what.
Streep
Meryl
streets.
Streep's very pretty. They're all very pretty. All actors are very pretty, but it's all bull. Here's the thing. All that whole thing in Hollywood, we're talking about Kevin Spacey, we're talking about we talked about
We have a lot to talk about.
Ezra, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about all those stuff. That's like a recur. If you were to go back, you would see that there's historically, where there's smoke, there's fire. In Hollywood, there's a lot of smoke. I did the Joe Biden where I
No,
whispered.
But going back to Elliot Page, it's
Yep.
like,
Back to him.
it seems, and I don't consume any content that he does.
I like the Umbrella Academy. It's pretty great.
I like Juno.
I love Juno.
Juno was great. But
Did you
it
know that he
seems
was a
like-
dude the whole time? In my opinion, that's just great acting.
That's a good way to put it.
Very good actor.
That's amazing. That's amazing take on that.
It's a very good actor, because can you imagine being that internally, emotionally distraught, having to not only play a character
pregnant
but you have
character.
to play a pregnant character. So now you're having to like really think of things
You
that
know what's
are
interesting?
that maybe
You're
they're
bringing up a great point.
You know what I
because
mean?
Now we
It's
have
amazing
to
acting.
analyze all of Ellen Page's acting credits and go, wow,
You're incredible.
her acting was his acting at that point was
So
so much
incredible.
better, because not only are you playing it's Tropic Thunder.
Playing a
Because
character,
you're
playing a character.
playing a character.
Yeah, I mean, I think when people talk about, so I don't mean to poop on Elliot
No,
Page by
this
saying
is not pooping
Yeah,
on
no,
it.
I mean
This
with
is
the
like
Chris Pratt,
escalating it.
with the
Yeah.
Chris Pratt thing. I wasn't trying to again.
No.
I'm gonna watch Elliot Page because Elliot Page is a gifted actor. I'm gonna watch Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt is a gifted actor.
But I think
would
there's
say
a lot of sorry.
go. I would say though, if you go back and look at Elliot Page's previous work, it's pretty impressive. Knowing the struggle, knowing the internal, which lets you know that everybody that you meet in this world is fighting a battle or having something going on internally that we will know nothing about, which is why it's always important, no matter what you are, who you are, how you think, what you believe, that we're just kind to each other.
And that's what I want to get back to is just love. Just love
love.
each other. And it's like with the pooping on Chris Pratt, Elliot Page pooping on Chris Pratt, it's like give love a shot. Like, instead of fighting, why don't you give love? Because I guarantee you, if you called up Chris Pratt, he would probably be, because I don't know him personally, but everybody always says he's one of the kindest, most awesome person out there.
Oh, I bet that if most of Hollywood and most people in general, if you were to call that person directly and say, hey, this is my problem with you, after talking, first off, you'd have to have put your money where your mouth is, stones to do that. But like Christian Bale said it best, he says, if you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me.
That's a great quote.
And on that, I loved being on your podcast, our podcast.
It should be we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
just look at our Fitbits, which again, thank you Fitbit
for
Fitbit all the money.
Sponsoring this movie.
All the
This
money.
podcast.
All the movie money.
Who else sponsored this? Yeti. Thank you, Yeti.
And our competitor,
Gucci.
Yeti's competitor, Aquafit.
Y'all, it's not sponsored if we're paying for the product.
We bought these things.
Well, here's the thing. We'll end on
Swipe
this.
up.
We end on this.
Shit.
What are some things that we could put Amazon links in below?
And we can't put links on a video. I mean, it'd have to be in the caption and the copy, and nobody's going to read the copy of a TikTok.
What's it on TikTok?
You can put
for
anything you
YouTube.
want there. You can put
YouTube.
poo poo pee pee. Oh, yeah.
No, but what if?
Is that why you said Elliot Page pooping on Chris Pratt so that could be a keyword search?
Maybe now.
There's probably a market for that somewhere.
I'm a marketing genius. No, what I was
There's
going to
a market
say.
for that somewhere.
What I was going to say is,
Let's get him on the phone.
could we just pretend we have sponsors and then send them invoices? And then maybe they just forget that they're not sponsoring, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're clearly sponsoring."
I saw a meme of a guy who did that, got in trouble. He got millions of dollars though for like sending in fake like invoices to like Microsoft and Apple, like all these different big companies. I also conversely saw another meme of a guy who was pretending to be Joe Biden and getting free labor from immigrants in Texas, and he just got arrested. It's pretty great.
Jesus.
I don't want to.
And it's not great, but it's terrible. But like just the concept of that,
so
pretty
maybe
comical.
We just say, "Hey, thank you thank you Fitbit for potentially sponsoring. Thank you Yeti for potentially sponsoring. Thank you Gucci for potentially sponsoring."
We could be like
I don't
Amber
like it.
Heard, and we could use sponsor and paying to use. What's she say? She says I use pledge and
pledged.
donate synonymously.
Yeah, I pledge.
Yeah, we just use sponsor
You know
and we
what?
pay for this ourselves synonymously.
you know,
That's what that means.
Justin Boots
Stung a bee.
pledged money
Bee
for
stung
us.
my dog. So
Thank you, Rode, for letting me purchase your mics.
yeah. All right.
All right, we're out. Thanks, guys.